when she originally came out and requested a restraining order against him, her friend took a photo of her bruised face, and that was all over People magazine. So that was obviously very disturbing to look at. But it's you could just have a bruise on your face. Is she a psycho, or is she actually I smack my head all the time.
Girls are hilarious.
Yeah.
She just had a bruise on her face.
Well, I'm a little klutzy. There's not a day goes by that I don't have a bruise somewhere on my body. And again, I don't want to be she's definitely not being abused, but
Yeah, I definitely think they both have mistreated each other. I don't think anyone's necessarily innocent in this situation. I just think one is a little more innocent than the other. And I think one of the things that even their therapist had said was that she would show up with bruises on her face. She wouldn't explain why, to a counseling session. She'd just show up with these bruises, and she wouldn't even mention them in the session. And it's isn't this why you're here?
She just showed up and she didn't say anything about the bruises?
No.
Well, she comes out later and says, look at these bruises with the pictures, but not at the time. He was dropped from the franchise after her, op-ed came out in the Washington Post allegedly about his abuse. So it's that's money.
And that was right. That was right in the heart of Me Too and
Yeah.
Louis C.K. and all that. So a lot of people lost a lot of money.
Okay, so what do we all think about the fact, though, that he had known she had a cycle of abuse with other relationships before? So why would he marry her knowing that? I find that a little weird because she
probably. She probably spun it too. They're gonna be he was nuts and he just was so horrible.
You sound just like her. Is Amber Heard here? I mean, he did say that when he first met her, he thought it was too good to be true because she was too good. She was too nice, too funny, too smart, too available, I suppose. So it's interesting to see.
That's part of the toxic web, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Love bombing, and then the abuse comes later.
Yeah, and so. You're a guy. Do you experience?
Sure?
I don't know. I don't want to assume your gender.
Assume that.
Yeah, sorry. Gosh.
I'm a little trans boy.
Oh, goodness gracious! A lot's going on with him today. I mean, Herm today. But what's it like being a man in the wake of all this? Because I thought the Me Too movement was really just going to die down, but it doesn't seem to have.
Generally, though, as a guy, that was the question, right? What's it like?
Yeah.
How's the dating scene for you? If you're meeting a new girl, do you have to put it out there that you're hey, I don't subscribe to the mainstream nonsense? Do you lay it all out, or do you let her figure it out and she'll be you're toxic? Do you let that happen naturally?
I don't really know because I have a girlfriend. We've been dating since August July, and she's pregnant. So.
Oh, congrats!
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So, but when I met her, she was a fan of my comedy, so
that helps.
She wasn't "Are you a male feminist?"
So, this weird topic though of wives abusing their husbands. That's interesting. Why do you think this isn't talked about? I don't really find we hear about it very much in the media. It obviously exists. Do you think it exists more, though, because there's kind of been this weakening of men in a way? Because it seems like strong women are, preying on weak men on purpose. And I don't personally understand why. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Why? Well, I think this has been happening forever. Mm-hmm. And now they have terms for it. They call it narcissistic abuse, or they call it whatever. But I think that the reality is we were all just sold something that's not true. We were sold that this is how women are. They're these nice, caring, people that just care about everything, and they have very sensitive, and, that's kind of 90s kids, 80s kids for sure, and anything before that were sold this idea, right? And it was never true. Women have always been strong and funny and whatever. Mean, they can be mean.
Yeah.
They can be incredibly nice, just like men can be incredibly nice. There was just, and that's what I find funny about now is we talk about equity instead of equality. And it's why not just say men and women are very similar. Here's the reasons we're similar. Here's the reasons we're different. A lot of them are biological.
No.
But,